What's up? All right, let's talk about how I do my 2025 goals. So I actually just kind of made this fun little sheet, and I've done this 2 years in a row, and I kind of changed up the questions a little bit, but these are what my goal sheets look like. We'll actually go over them in just a minute here. This is a good way to kind of keep my goals in focus. I actually hang them up on the wall. I have my kids do it, and we all sit down, and it's a nice little planning period for us to like, hey, what do we want to accomplish this year? Like, what are our three main focuses for the year that we want to accomplish? If I get these three big things done, then I'm going to feel really good about the year. And it's a nice way to kind of keep focus. They're more long term goals. And then I can kind of plan the in between uh, of like, hey, here's where I want to get to for our goals. So I'll show you the sheet. I'll try and put it in the link below if I can. If you want the sheet, just comment that you want it and I'll email it to you, or I'll try and make it available for downloading. It's just something I honestly just put together in Word as like a fun little template for myself, for my kids to do, and we can kind of like just for our family. But it's one of those, if it'll help you, or if you just want to write down the things and plan them yourself, it's a nice way to kind of get started for the year and figure out what you want to work on. So let's take a look. 2025. Here we go. All right, here you can see I've got my 2024 and 2025 goals. So you can kind of see what I was working on last year versus this year. A couple things have changed. Last year, we'll go over 2024 goals real quick. Let's get this out of here. And so, like last year, it was I wanted to grow my business. I had a brief period where I wanted to work on like a software program. It ended up just being too much, so I just kind of abandoned that. You can kind of see it here. I wanted to get 60 new products in my product line. That did not happen. I'm working on a new type of brush. So it's crime scene type stuff. So I'm working on a different brush. I wanted to hit a specific revenue goal. So I didn't really hit those things. These were kind of, I got more specific later in 2024. So I think that just kind of hampered my progress. And I feel like I wasted a lot of time on extra projects like software, trying to write a book. I enjoyed that for a brief period of time, but it was kind of more of a distraction, and I didn't love it. It took up so much time, and I don't think that's the season of life that I'm in right now to write a book. I did save and invest more. That was nice. I had a bunch of no spend months. Um, I kind of wanted to just invest and earn more in work and kind of grow the business. So those are things that I started just doing more of. So that one I did accomplish, which was really nice. I wanted to read a lot more, which I did. I wanted to do 52 books. I'll do a video on the actual books I read. I think it was somewhere in the 70s in terms of books that I read that year. So that was really good. I kind of wanted to learn coding. It really, again, it was like one of those things that it was like, it was a better idea than it was in real life. So that didn't really work. I wanted to stop spending money on unnecessary things. That kind of happened. It wasn't completely perfect, but I did invest more. That was good. I wanted to visit Michigan again. That was a great trip. This was kind of somewhere I want to travel to, if you can see that line. So I wanted to do New York or the Carolinas. We just kind of ran out of time in the year. And then one thing I wanted to improve in 24 was a better day-to-day schedule. So better work-life balance, better about just kind of being more disciplined with my schedule, and better at switching from being at work and then being off work. So I have a hard time sometimes switching in between the two, where it feels like the workday never really ends. And that was something that I wanted to be more intentional, kind of have like a shutdown routine. Like Cal Newport talks about having a shutdown routine at the end of his day, and that helps kind of transition from work to non-work. So I was working on that. That I feel like I actually did a lot better with. So let's get into 2025. So, still want to grow the business. That's going to be a big focus. You're going to see a lot of that this year. Just the day to day of, hey, here's how to grow and run a business. So, we'll talk more about that in a different video. So, I want to go to at least one conference in our field. So, that's at least one. It really should say go to at least one, but the goal is at least one conference, have 50 products in the line. I'm a bit more realistic about, I wanted 60 last year. 50 seems like a just high enough number that I think we can accomplish that. And I want to finish the new brush that I'm working on. So YouTube, that's my second main goal this year. I want to make at least 50 videos. They don't have to be great. I hope they are, but I have to at least make them. I teach. So I teach kind of all across the country. So I want to teach at least 6 classes this year. That's one every other month. That seems like a pretty reasonable pace because they're long. I'm gone for like a week at a time. So that seems like a realistic pace. And I want to improve my health and fitness. I kind of cheated and have 2 goals in here. I couldn't really decide between these 2 which one I wanted to work on. So I want to improve my one skill I want to learn or improve this year is I want to improve my video editing skills. I want to have funnier things in here. What's something I want to stop doing this year? I'm really bad about task switching. I'll be in the middle of something and I'll see something else and it's like, okay, I'll go to make a cup of coffee, and on my way to make the cup of coffee, I'll end up seeing something else like, oh, I didn't run the dishwasher, so I'll run the dishwasher. And I'm like, you know what? I should really finish the dishes, and then I'll do this and that. And it's like, it's just crazy. And I lose like 20 minutes and I still haven't made coffee. So I don't want to lose so much time in between tasks where I'll say, oh, I'm going to go gas up the car and run to the store. And then I'll spend 15 minutes just talking about how I need to go to the store and gas up the car. And it's like, well, I could have been there and back by the time I finished talking about it. So I want to pay off my car. That's a goal that I want to save up for this year, is just pay off my car. I don't have a ton left, but I have enough that it's like, okay, this is a noticeable expense in the budget. I really want to get it knocked down. And that's just one thing I really want to focus on this year. What is an activity I want to do this year? I want to make our house the summer hangout. I want to make our backyard kind of just be the place to be, have everybody over, family, friends, make this just kind of like the hangout place for the summer. I think that would be really fun and make summer even more enjoyable, just having everybody over. By this time next year, I want to have 30,000 YouTube subscribers. That seems like a crazy number when I think about it now, but I think that is a good enough goal. It's funny, when I was doing this with the kids, they were like, K, what is the K? The K means thousands, doesn't it? I was like, yeah, that's a lot of numbers. That's a lot of people. It's like, yeah, it is. So those are my 2025 goals. I'll link to this sheet if I can, or if you want it, just make a comment down below and you can use it. Like, we sit down as a family and I can kind of show you our wall here where I'm going to put this up and you can see what we do, and we just keep it kind of near our kitchen. I'll show you this. So this is our goals wall. It's just kind of right by our kitchen here. And here you can see everybody's got theirs up. I kept mine down just for filming this. I'm going to stick this up on the wall so I can see it every day when I walk by. And those are the things that I'm working on this year. So as I go by, as you can see, kind of got everybody else's here. Kids have different ones. So this is a lot of fun. We do this together, and it's an activity I would really recommend doing with your family if you're looking for something that you want to, just kind of have them work on goal setting. Okay, there, we did it. So if you want to work on your goals in 2025, that is a great way to do it. And I can kind of look at that every day and make sure that I'm doing something towards one of those goals. Now, I'm not going to hit it every single day, and I just want to make sure that I'm going in the general direction of getting those done by the end of 2025. So if you want to sit down, do that sheet with your family. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun. And it was interesting to hear kind of the goals that my kids put. It was interesting to just kind of hear like, okay, that's great. You want to save, my son's he wanted to save $1,000. So it was like, okay, well, how are we going to save $1,000? What are you going to do? Are you going to, spend money on this? We talked about chores. It kind of was a nice way to set up the start of the year. So hopefully it's something you guys do with your family if you want. And I really, really recommend it. So it's a great way to keep on track, and it's kind of fun to see where you land at the end of the year. So if you like this, go ahead and comment, like, do something. I don't know. Doesn't cost you any money, but it helps me get to know what you're looking for, and we can make this a really, really great year for both of us. If you want more, take a look. I'll try and start linking videos somewhere in here, and you might like this next video too.